everyone for coming out tonight. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
I want to say to all of you that all of you guys are here for a reason, and friendship is like, it's at the heartbeat of the most important things of life, and we are so appreciative to have each and every one of you in our lives, because you guys are what make it meaningful. And so as we kind of celebrate this, what feels like long anticipated next step in our relationship, we put we truly, I mean, there's no one else in the world, the people outside of this room, that we could imagine celebrating that with. So I can't thank you guys enough for being here and traveling the distances that you did, and short and long, just making this a priority, and we will forever remember how this is just such a special moment in our lives, and we thank you for that. Woo! Right? All
right. So with that, we'd like to open it up for toast. I know a couple of you have a couple things to say. So that.
No, it's like not totally open mic.
It is open mic.
It's like open mic.
It's open mic. So whatever you want to say, go for it.
Open is like a casual open, like, you know, it's not like super open.
You'll do her and me.
Open-ish.
All right. Thank you. Got it.
I wish I could say I'm as eloquent, so here we go, as Caitlin, but I'm not. So, you have my words, and here they are. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Katie. I have been best friends with Caitlin since preschool 2. That's what we call it at St. Matthew's. We are 4 years old. I cannot believe this day is here. This is a day that Caitlin and I talked about for so many years, before we even knew that this Jimmy was here, but God, how perfect of a dream that you are for Caitlin. So what we talked about, and you exceeded that expectation by light years. So, here we go. So, Caitlin and I became friends based on the purest fundamentals of life, which is joy when you're in preschool too. And our life is still just based on that happiness. When I say that we've done everything growing up together, this is no hyperbole at all. We shared every single tutor. Maybe we had 10. I swear we're really smart. We did not need 10 tutors, but thank you, Catherine and Jenny. We had to get into college and high school of our dreams.
Katie never needed a tutor, I will say.
No. I did. I could tell you every single story about every single tutor we had. It is so much good material. I swear Caitlin and I can make a SNL skit out of it, so I'm not going to spare you. But my favorite memories through the years with Kate include sleepovers. No, I'm not doing anything embarrassing. Okay. Sleepovers at the Duns. Their house smells like Christmas every day of the year. For the bridesmaids that haven't been there, you'll go tomorrow and you'll see how homey their house is. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Our annual road trips to Fresno with our mothers on the way to sleepaway camp.
Fresno?
Yep. The goal was Yosemite. We got there. Yeah. But that was the kind of the midpoint. Slumber parties here at the BABC with Jimmy Dunn, making us feel like we're really on an adventure. Caitlin's 12th birthday party. It was probably when we were 14, but I'm going to spare us.
It was 10.
Thank you.
We were probably too old for this birthday party, but I swear it scared us anyway. I said 12. Yes, Caitlin was there.
You just said I was in a costume, so I'm just not that scared.
Wait, just for everybody, no, you said.
Well, we were watching a movie, probably Never Been Kissed.
Probably.
And Caitlin's den, and all of a sudden, this man in a silver aluminum suit goes by, and we're screaming.
But it was, we had also been told that there was aliens.
There was aliens in the Palisades.
And like all of the moms had been cued in to call all my friends and say.
All of our moms are.
So all of our moms called and everyone said, "Oh my God, do you hear the world was invaded by aliens?" And so we were like kind of freaked out. And then we were watching a movie, and Ted McGilly runs in with like head to toe in aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And we freaked out. And then we went to the
Jimmy Dunn comes down.
and then we went to the fire station. We went to the fire station. The fire station affirmed that there was aliens, and it was a whole thing. It wasn't,
To say that the Dunns go like above and beyond for every birthday. But here we have after and head. Yeah. We liked it up. Okay. I'm moving places so we can be seen. Okay. Well, okay. I could go on and on about me and Caitlin's memories, but I'm just gonna cut short. If you ever want to get the little footnotes, I can write an encyclopedia about it. But here we go. I'm gonna forfeit some of these embarrassing stories and just go straight to Kate and Jimmy. Kate, you are the brightest light in the room, even when it's not your wedding day. You have a magical way of making both strangers and your closest friends and family feeling as welcome, equally welcome in any situation. When you feel something, you feel it so passionately and pursue it with such determination. You've never strayed from who you are, and you are consistently reminding us to do the same. You lead by example, and you have and will always be my role model, no matter what age we are. Now, Jimmy, I remember the weekend I came to visit Caitlin Hill for a little weekend in SMU, and I heard so much about you, and I was so excited to meet you. You were a really big deal, and you got my vote right away. In just a few months of dating, you had become such a profound part of Kate's life. You made her laugh, you made her giddy, you comforted her, you loved her. You made my best friend the happiest girl in the world a long time ago. Not just when you proposed. Not tomorrow when you're getting married, you're just continuing to make her the happiest girl in the world. I remember being in awe of the butterfly feeling, love, that between you two then, but I can say today, almost 9 years later, the butterflies have only gotten bigger. It is evident in the way you look at one another, the way that Jimmy calls you Kate, in a very Jersey accent, the way that Caitlin calls Jimmy Jimbo. It's hard to hear myself on a microphone, that's why I'm reading the paper. I'm like, you guys, it is so evident in the way that you guys love each other wholeheartedly, you believe in each other, you truly embrace each other as each other's other halves. Your love is unconditional for one another, and I know that the love that you have is little, so always be super big. I would not have read off the paper, but my microphone is,
you know,
you know, your turn.
it's okay. It's a very loud microphone.
It's very loud.
I will say, Ted made the best alien in the whole wide world.
That was about $40 worth of food.
Yeah.
What are the aliens?
All right. All right, so we'll do 1 and 1.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Oh, fuck yeah, Sam Sykes.
Okay, so my name's Sam Sykes. For those of you who haven't had the privilege to meet yet, I apologize. Getting my stages ready. So I'm Sam Sykes. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. My wife Laura is over there, and I know we have some. One more round of applause for my lovely wife. So, we have a Happy Days contingent, but being from Atlanta, I don't know if that makes us the Beverly Hillbillies. But, okay, I was thinking about that for a minute. It played well. Okay, so me and Jimmy were roommates all throughout college. We met in Prelude, and for those of you who don't know, that means you didn't quite get into SMU. But you can go there during the summer before, and as long as you don't get in too much trouble and make a 2.3, you're in. So, needless to say, we made it. But I'll never forget when I first met Jimmy. We were having lunch at the SMU football stadium for the Prelude people. And my mom leans over and she goes, "Who is that 35-year-old guy?" I was like, "I don't know. He must have got held back. I don't know." So, turns out it was Jimmy. His neck size was probably like 4 inches bigger back then. He was a shade or two more tan, I don't know, but so yeah, I introduced myself and we met, and it's funny because he's from New Jersey, I'm from Atlanta. You wouldn't initially think there's not a whole lot of things in common, but actually we have a lot of things in common. His uncle is from Kentucky, and he went over and rode dirt bikes with him all the time, and I grew up riding dirt bikes, so we had that in common. Yeah, it's true. We both love baseball. Specifically, he likes the Mets, right? Is that?
Oh, no.
I'm messing with you. The Yankees, and I'm a Braves fan. And this is before, like, you can get anything you want on your TV like that. So we both split the MLB package, which was like $700 back then, just so he could watch the Yankees and I could watch the Braves. So we had a lot of things in common, and just hit it off. So Jimmy's been one of my best friends just from the moment I met him. He's a great guy. He's a sincere guy. He's a serious guy. He likes to have a good time, but he's a great friend. You have been from day one, man, so I appreciate that. And I couldn't be happier to be here, so cheers to that. And then about 10 years ago, I met Caitlin. And from day one, I'm telling you, y'all two are perfect together. You really are. Caitlin, you're such a sincere, loving, caring person. We spend a lot of time together as a trio, going to Aw Shucks. And to show the kind of girl Caitlin is, we were at Aw Shucks one day. And I was going to tell some Jimmy and me stories, but we have young ears in the room, so if you want to come see me afterwards, I'll tell you some of those.
That, Sam. Let's keep it to that.
But Caitlin, you put up with long 4 a.m. dart matches and just everything. But the type of girl Caitlin is, so I'm not a purse connoisseur, but we were at Aw Shucks, and for those of you who don't know, that's a crawfish shack on Greenville Avenue in Dallas, Texas. And the best crawfish in the world, by the way. And yeah, round of applause for Aw Shucks, seriously, right? And we're eating crawfish, drinking a pitcher of Dos Equis, and I reach over to get a napkin or something and literally dump an entire giant, and look, I'm a lawyer, I'll say this, I'm thinking about still suing them because they didn't have the proper top on this hot sauce thing, and it dumped completely into Caitlin's purse. I mean, like, in it. And it was like a giant gallon-sized thing of hot sauce. And like I said, I don't know what kind of purse it was, but I know it looked nice, and I'm sure it was. And she was just immediately like, "It's cool." But I could tell, like, in the back of her mind, she was like, "I hate you right now." I was like, I'm sorry, please let me pay for it. And she was like, no. But, so, I mean, that's just one story. But I just say that to say that because we were friends, because you're just the person you are, you rolled with it, it wasn't a big deal, we took care of it, and, that's just you. So, I wish y'all the best of luck. I love you both, and congratulations.
talked about how the Dunn family's been the sense of home to me since I met them. It was in 6th grade, and Kate and I were sitting next to each other in history class, and it became really apparent very quickly that we cared to talk more to each other than listen to history, and so we were like, oh, you and I are going to be best friends. And it just happened like there in that history class, and then I spent a lot of time at the Dunn's house, and a lot of time with Lexi and Caitlin, and it was just the most amazing sort of second home for me, and I'll never forget that. And I can't really talk a lot about my relationship with Kate without crying, and so I will say that Kate is the most loyal friend and has been kind of a moral compass, I think, for me in my life, but also for maybe our whole group of friends, has always just known what the right thing is to do, and that's a really valuable thing to have when you're in high school and when you're in college. And even now, it's like, oh, okay, Kate, what should I do? How do I handle this? And so I value that so much in you, Kate, and I love you so much. But I don't want to cry, so I'm going to talk about Jimmy. It's easier for me than not, because you won't make me cry, I don't think. I love Jimmy. I've loved him since I met him. But I think that when he moved to California, which I know for a lot of people in the room that are from the East Coast, this isn't going to be favorable, but we won. Like, we had a huge win. And it was like the second he got here, I was like, oh, our whole life just got a lot better. And Kate wasn't even here yet, it was just Jimmy. And he did this thing where like, he moved to LA, and he was here, and he was great, he was living in the Dunn's house, and he just would come to the beach and jump in the water all the time. And it was January. And it was like, Jimmy, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm going to go to the beach, I'm jumping in the water. And I was like, that's kind of cold. Like, what are you doing? And he just was like making the most of it. Like, I'm living in California now, and I'm going to, of course, be at the beach, and of course, going to be in the ocean. And it was such an obvious thing for him, and an obvious thing for anyone who didn't live here. And it made me realize and appreciate my life and our life, and also made me just realize, like, you live your life so enthusiastically and have such like an appreciation for the goodness in life. And I think that Caitlin has the same thing. And I think it's what we love about you guys as a couple, and I know that means that you guys are gonna just like have the happiest life together because you just seek out happiness, and it's something we can all learn from, and we're just all happy to be around it. So I love you guys.
Kate, I promise this will be PG. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Flint Riley. I've known Jimmy since the day he walked on campus at Avon Old Farms as a sophomore for preseason football camp, and introduced everyone to himself as, "Hi, I'm Jimmy Little, starting tight end." And for those of you who don't know, Avon's more of a meat factory than probably a lot of places you would expect. Took a lot of balls. And for those of you who've met him here in LA, that kind of comes across because he's probably the most networked young man who's not from out here I've ever met. Pretty sure in the next 10 years he's running for governor and he's going to win by a landslide. But I had a couple stories that involve Kate. They're pretty funny. So after I graduated, I'm a year older than Jimmy, I visited the great city of Dallas, Texas, which I had never been to, and a great university, which a lot of people here attended, Southern Methodist. And the Friday night there, Jimmy, myself, a few other, I think Sam was probably there, so cheers to you, went out and had a great time, as they do in Texas. Clearly don't remember much of it at all, but I had met Kate that night. Well, the next day, it was a beautiful Saturday, spring day, and we're at Barley House, for those of you who know. And this beautiful blonde girl is chatting me up and couldn't be any nicer to me. And I keep telling Jimmy, I'm like, man, Texas is awesome. This girl is really cute. She keeps chatting me up. He's like, go for it. She's awesome. Really good friends with her. So I'm spending hours buying her drinks, spending the whole time. Little do I know, it was Kate the whole time, and Jimmy was just leading me on. Sorry about that, you're right.
But we were in Dallas.
Yeah, we were in Dallas. I met a beautiful blonde girl from LA. And that was the Jimmy move, let his friends kind of sink and swallow to his own laughter. Fast forward a few years, Jimmy's now living in New York, with Royce, and Brett and I were there, and I know you guys are in a real fraternity, but we like to call ourselves an adult fraternity. And our clubhouse was the bar that I bartended at, Dorian's. And as you can see by Kate's reaction, she did not really like Dorian's, because every time we went there, hijinks ensued, scars on my forehead existed, and finally Kate comes to visit. And for 2 years, Jimmy had been referring to her as baby girl. Baby girl, I'm just out with the guys, I'll be home in a little bit. Baby girl just called, I gotta call her back. So when she showed up, we all started chanting, BG, BG, BG. She was like, what are you guys saying? My name is Caitlin, it is not BG. Like, it's just what Jimmy calls you. But as she walks into our, I guess it would be like the Loyal Order of the Moose fraternity for us in New York City, some gentleman caller tried to make out with her, and she pulled Jimmy right out of there and said, never again are you going back to Dorian's.
Some random guy.
Fast forward a few years, Jimmy's now in LA and running for governor, so I appreciate it. Couldn't be happier to be a part of this weekend. To the Little family, thank you so much for hosting tonight. It's really good to see all three of the little ones grown up. To the Duns, who I met most of them last night, what a fantastic family. You guys really seem to love one of my best friends, and I couldn't be happier for them, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. To Jimmy and Kate, to a lifetime of happiness. I know it's been nearly a decade of waiting for you, Kate, but for the last 6 years, every time we'd see Jimmy, he'd say, next time I see you guys, I'm going to be engaged. So we're glad it finally happened, and we can't wait to celebrate tomorrow. Thank you. Love you guys. So happy to be here.
I just want to say a few things. My name's Sam Cole. I went to SMU, and also the chairs are here. I might as well sit down. It'll be short though. So I went to Avon Old Farms, and I was a couple years older than Jimmy, and 2 years older actually. And I went down to SMU, and I recruited Jimmy to SMU. And that first. Yeah. Absolutely. And I'll tell you, after that first weekend that Jimmy came down, I wasn't sure I was going to recruit him. It was a rough weekend, but it was a lot of fun. And so we had a great time. Long story short, Jimmy joined. What? Sorry, Fuller. But anyways, long story short. Recruited Jimmy. He joined the fraternity I was in. We had a lot of great times, and I can tell some of those stories that Sykes referred to earlier.
Skip those.
Yeah, we'll skip those. But we had a great time at SMU. Caitlin, I was here 9 years ago when you guys met, and his girlfriend at the time was not nearly as special as you. And that summer, we all knew Jimmy fell in love. And it's been love ever since. We appreciate your patience. because we know you've had a lot, and it's been very special. So I thank you both. Congratulations, and we're all very excited for you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How's it going? My name's Julian. I like to talk. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, and I'm not going to curse that much. Known Jimmy for a long time. We grew up in New Jersey together. Great guy. Yeah, I was the first to go gray. Congratulations, Jimmy. But no, but Jimmy and Kate have an interesting story because girls from New Jersey aren't like Caitlin, so when he brought her back from wherever he found her, Texas or LA, we had some questions like, what does she not know about you, or like, what does she think is true? It was kind of like a punter who outkicked his coverage with like 20-mile-an-hour winds behind his back. It was just like, that kick was way further than your capabilities. But then you get to know the two of them, and you see the sacrifices they made for each other. Caitlin moving out to New York, living in that rat race that is dealing with it. Then Jimmy comes out here, sees this, goes swimming like a dog in January, and never leaves. So that makes sense. I get it. I'd never been out here, but once I came here, I was like, I get it. I get it. You can smell it in the air, you know? But the two of them, they're like puzzle pieces, right? They're not the same, but they intersect in a way that fits perfectly, you know? So it's one of those things, again, knowing Jimmy from a young age, culminating to a prom night when we were 18 years old, singing Blink-182 in our underwear with Shawn Jeffers. For about 3 hours, we thought we were the band. We thought we sounded great. There was nobody watching. Everyone was sleeping. And we were singing Blink-182 songs in our boxer shorts. And we thought we were amazing. And to us, we were amazing. But to everyone else, you guys are amazing because it's just, again, the combination of the two of you where you're very different backgrounds. And at face value, you bring this girl home. It was like, I don't get it. It seems too good. I haven't met anyone like that before. But Jimmy expanded his search. He was like a good recruiter. He had a wide net, and he found the best candidate for the job. And then I came out to California. I met the Dunn family, and I got it. It's like the Brady Bunch without the divorce before they met. It was like this perfect family. Jimmy Dunn, the house smells like Christmas. It looks like Christmas. Give it up for Jimmy Dunn, yeah. But yeah, over the years, I mean, the two of them are just two of the most genuine, heartfelt people you've ever met. Great friends, great companions to one another. It's very sweet. I mean, I haven't met a number of the SMU guys until we went to Las Vegas and saw shows and went to bed early. But guys like Samuel Sykes, I mean, these are all stars. The guy's got an all-star lineup for his punting ass that is out-kicking his coverage. It's all aces across the board. So again, the two of you, different backgrounds growing up, but you find the intersections, and I think that's what it's all about. The two of you making the best combination possible, and congratulations, the two of you. So happy to be here. Jimmy and Caitlin, yeah.
I'm going to say something. Yes, the alien. Whoa, hey. Yes, I was the alien, and they told me if I went and bought foil that could cover my body, they would pay me back, and they never did. So 40 bucks later, and a lot of foil that we recycled. So my name is Ted, and my wife Gigi, and we are Caitlin's godparents. And yeah, I already gave a little speech at one of the 20 showers that they had earlier. And for those of you that just got into town, there will be 5 more tonight. So if you don't get a chance to give a speech, you can give one tonight. But, you know, Jimmy, I'll just say, Jimmy and I, when I was on Happy Days, and I went to University of Southern California, and right out of college, I got hired, actually my senior year, and I was on Happy Days, and I didn't know what I was doing. I never looked at a script, and everybody kept telling me at USC there was one guy from USC who was working on Happy Days, and it turns out it was Jimmy Dunn. And so they said, would you like to, you know, meet Jimmy? And I met Jimmy, and Jimmy wanted to have a roommate, and I'm like, I don't want a roommate. I just got out of college, and I can afford a little apartment. And he said, well, let's get a place together. So we ended up getting a place together underneath the H of the Hollywood sign. And I was there the day that Jimmy met Catherine. And I watched Jimmy change and fall in love. And it was an amazing thing to watch. And I love Catherine like I love Jimmy. He is my brother. And I love the Dunn family, and I want to thank the Littles for supporting us tonight and for putting this on. It's wonderful. What a thing. Thank you very much. But I watched them fall in love. I was there when Caitlin was born, and I was very immature and not prepared for all of the stuff that was going on in their life. I was still living underneath this piano on the floor, almost. And so I watched Caitlin grow, and Gigi and I watched her go through St. Matthews, and because of the Dunns, we got into St. Matthews, and our boys went through it. So we've learned everything from the Dunns. And we watch Caitlin and Alexis, who are miracles, honest to goodness miracles, and you're so right. They are the Brady Bunch without the divorce. It is a perfect household. And they are amazing people. And I never thought that Caitlin would meet anyone good enough in my eyes. And when I met Jimmy, I'll never forget, at SMU, and I thought, who is this 47-year-old dude? But he was so together and so spot on, and his buddies all the way down the line. I just couldn't believe it. I thought, wow, these guys really have it together. I mean, I was still trying to spit out 2 words together when I was in college. And you guys were so far above where and you were far better drinkers than I ever was. But I realized that you were an amazing person, but you still had a lot to prove. And I remember at one point we were talking, and everybody, poor Jimmy was under a lot of pressure because everyone wanted him to ask the question. And I said the wrong thing in everybody's eyes, but I told Jimmy, I said, don't do it. Do not do it. Stick to your guns. And when you're ready, and when it's right, do it. And he did. And he did it the right way. And we love you, love you. So, I'll just say, as an old married guy, the thing that I found that's so important is to always think of your partner first. Always. And the great thing about an honest and caring relationship is that your partner is doing the same. So you never have to worry about, what about me, what about him, because your partner's doing that. And you guys do that. I love you both, and I wish you well, and Gigi and I both.
Oh, no, I think that sounds great. That's perfect.
So, I met Jimmy when Caitlin and Jimmy fell in love. The day they fell in love. I've known Caitlin since I was 4 years old. And the moment that she was like, should I text Jimmy or Jack London? I said, text Jimmy. I'm just joking, but it's true. But the moment that they met, I watched them. I watched you guys. I watched you fall in love. I watched you guys be Caitlin and Jimmy, and neither of you have ever veered from who you are, ever. You guys have just been completely and consistently, no matter your environment, Caitlin and Jimmy. And I'm so excited to be here today. And I'm so excited to be with you guys. And you guys are fucking amazing.
She was my roommate when Jimmy and I met. So that is true. She knows all the secrets. The unlocked.
So we'd like to take this time of the night to introduce two special guests who are so near and dear to our hearts, who will be here. But here we go.
Do we have the timer right, Jimmy?
Here they come.
Oh my God!
Jimmy, got it done!
Can you hear us?
No, get the mic. Get the mic. We need the mic. This is too good.
District I'm driving with this.
Set it on his face.
Who has heard this recording? Raise your hand. If you haven't heard this recording, this is a recording that actually happened. It was a conversation between Catherine and Jimmy. And it was a phone call to Jimmy Little. That they didn't know was being recorded. I'll say no more. It will play out, but I'm going to drive with the microphone.
Oh my God.
Hey Jimmy, it's Jimmy Little. Hey Jimmy, it's Jimmy Dunn. If you get a chance, you wouldn't mind, give me a call. Right now, I'm on Caitlin, or actually I'm on Catherine's cell phone, which is 310-413-8901, driving the airport, or you can call me on my cell, which is 310-529-1400. 310-529-1400. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Are we off?
We should be.
When are you gonna propose?
Yeah.
When are you gonna get the money to buy a ring?
It's not about that.
Yes, it is
It's
about
not
that.
about
Yes, it
that.
is about that to his mind.
Well, then that's a dumb thing to have in his mind.
Doug told Daniela that that's the only thing that's kept him from proposing earlier because he wanted to have a ring. You see, some people think that's very important.
That's important. A mineral.
You know, you are so full of shit, Jimmy Dunn. You are so full of shit.
It's nothing like having a mineral on your arm.
Oh yeah, that's
There's nothing good looking about sticking a mineral on your arm. It doesn't make any sense.
All
to
right,
me.
that's your opinion, honey. That's your opinion.
Yeah, you know, why don't you
But
just,
I
why don't you
happen
just get
to love
why don't you just get a
I
sticker
think it's very important.
that says how much your bank account has?
Okay, Jimmy, since the beginning of time, women have adorned themselves with gems. So it's nothing new. It's not about
I didn't say it was new. I said it was dumb. I
No,
didn't say
no, it's not dumb, because if women have been doing it since before the beginning of time, then it must mean something. It must give them some sort of self-worth. It must give them some kind of feeling. It must go. It's like pretty furniture, because you can just sit on anything.
I didn't
But
say
pretty
it doesn't
furniture.
make them feel good.
No, you said it was stupid. That's what
Stupid
you
to
said.
me. I said it was stupid to me.
No, you
That's
didn't
what I
say.
said.
You didn't say to me. You said it was stupid. That's what you
Yeah,
said.
well, the implication, it's stupid.
Well. Uh-oh. That guy is not gonna let you in. That guy is not gonna let you in. He is so angry at you. The guy in the white. Oh my God, Jimmy Dunn! It's too close. This is so wrong. This is so wrong.
When we get to the airport,
No,
remind me to
you
get
are
some
so-
earplugs because you've been
You're
yelling
gonna
at me
get
all
shot.
day.
You're gonna get shot on the freeway. That's how you're gonna get shot. Ah!
Press 2.
I pressed one!
What did you press 1 for?
I don't know, I just pressed one!
What are we going to do now?
I don't know! We're gonna call him and tell him we didn't mean it! He likes me!
Yeah, he likes it. Fantastic, Catherine. This is fantastic. Ooh, and an outburger. Okay, we didn't want to do that. We were asked to do that. Sorry. All right, now go outside and enjoy it.
I feel like we should play the real thing.
Wait, Dad, should they play the real thing? Yeah,
That's what I get.
I don't look anything like that at all. First of all, thank you to the Littles. This is so fabulous to be here. All of us here. This is so great. The thing that what I'd love to do is just share a song that actually I wrote when Katie was about 5 years old, and she was walking in the door to Methodist preschool, and she had a little yellow dress on, and it was really a song about the going forward, and it was sort of a dad at that time imagining what would happen to this kid, where does life go for her, and it was really just as a young father imagining what that could look like, and this is a song about Katie Dunn. It's called My Darling Claire. It was the first day off to school.
Round the top, one more time.
dress and a matching ribbon in her hair. And I held her tiny hand as we walked down the corridor. She gripped my hand much tighter as we got close to her glass door. And I got down on my knees and I kissed her on the head. She clutched me in my arms and she was crying as she said, "Daddy, please don't leave me here." She begged me not to go. I looked her in her frightened eyes and I told her she could know. I'll never leave you, my darling Claire. Wherever life takes you, I'll always be there. But I knew the moment I let go of her hand that I'd never know this feeling again. I blinked and we were driving to a college freshman year. That drive with just the two of us, I always hold so dear. I moved her in a dorm room and I hugged her at a door. It was hard to let her go 'cause I never loved her more. And I sat out in the car with just an emptiness inside. 'Cause maybe 'cause deep down I knew I'd left behind the most precious chapter of my life had just come to an end. And I'd miss her as a daughter and I'd miss her as a friend. And I thought, I'll never leave you, my darling Claire. I wouldn't take you, I'll always be there. I knew the moment let go of her hands that I'd never know this feeling again. Before I knew it, we were walking down another aisle. And she sparkled in a white dress and she glowed with a great smile. And I kissed her on her forehead and watched her turn away. And I looked at her with so much pride and I heard Jimmy say, "I'll never leave you, my darling Claire. Wherever life takes you, I'll always be there." But I knew when he placed the ring on her hand, I'd never know this feeling again. My darling Kate.
Everybody come on out, there's dessert.
Hold on.
This was a phenomenal night, and if you want to continue this night, it's at the little door on 26.
Yes.
Is it called La May now?
Yeah.
La May now. There you go. So we hope to see you there. We'll all be there. Thank you.
Oh.